lightning like Steve McQueen. I'm in the fast lane when the light turns green. And I built tough, I ain't nothing but grit. Cause I made rugged blood, sweat, and spit. Yeah, like a horse I fly. Better push yourself in for a bumpy ride. I like to play hard, but I work harder. And I weather the storm cause I'm built stronger.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. We are live. It is the Freight Coach Morning Show, the top morning show in transportation, coming to you guys every single weekday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 10:30 Central, to break down some industry headlines. And most importantly, provide some actual insight into what you can do with all of this information. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. This is the real side of freight, ladies and gentlemen. And I say that before every single show. And what I mean by that is I only speak to transportation professionals because I want to talk to the right individuals who have done what you're looking to do or who are currently doing what you're trying to achieve. So you can take that information, apply it, utilize it, and see a meaningful difference in your business and your life. Happy Friday, everybody. Dylan Turner, GFM. What does that stand for, Dylan? I'm just playing. This is the best thing since sliced bread. I appreciate that, man. He's watching over on YouTube. Corey Buchan, TGIF, everybody. He's also over on YouTube, you guys. Again, like I had mentioned, trying to get everybody over to YouTube. If you want to watch the live stream, if you want to see these boyish good looks live every single day instead of this just listening to this silky smooth voice on the audio only replay, which is appreciated, go over to YouTube, you guys. I hear it has the absolute best streaming quality out there compared to the other platforms that I utilize for this. So go over to YouTube. You can find me just on just look for the Freight Coach on there, you guys, and you will find me. Obviously, the audio only replay is up on iTunes and Spotify. It's under Coffee with the Freight Coach right now, but we are in a maybe possibly in the middle of a slight rebrand out there as well. Everything's still going to be the Freight Coach, but if you went on there, my marketing guy, Christian, who's just an absolute G, who I have working things behind the scenes, he's got a ton of great ideas, and bringing him on board was like the best move I've made in business, in the recent history, in regards to content and in the media side of things, because he's just bringing a whole bunch of new ideas my way. And yeah, so we're going to be doing a bunch of changes to some of this stuff as we're expanding out the media side of things, you guys. And then I also, we do a weekly newsletter as well. Again, you guys, I believe in a value exchange. And, at the end of the day, I'm not going to just auto sign everybody in my contact list up for my stuff. But if you want to get a weekly newsletter, again, it's just on the transportation industry, you guys. I'm not trying to be a fucking influencer out there trying to tell you if you get up at 4 a.m., you're going to be successful or any of that shit. But if you want to sign up for that, just go to thefreightcoach.com. It will auto prompt you to register for that. Comes out every single Wednesday out there. Micah Campo, happy Friday. Not that it's different than any other day in trucking. Micah, did you ever find a load out of, you're in Colorado. I thought I saw your post the other day that you guys had your truck up in Colorado. Is your truck available right now? If it is, let me know. I will broadcast it out on the show here for you to help you guys try and find some freight out. Dylan Turner says, come join Quality of YouTube and leave LinkedIn behind. Yeah, you guys, that's where we're going with everything, is we're trying to get everybody over there to do it. Get everybody over there because of the stream. The stream service is exponentially better. But let me see here. We have, sorry guys, we're in the process of moving freight as well. Micah says she got it done heading back to Texas today. All right, that's great to see, Micah. Micah, always tag me and like let me know out there. I want to help you and all my driver friends find freight and get connected with the right brokers so we can, minimize all your guys' downtime and everything out there. So I will gladly put that out on the show or anything, share a post or something like that to help you guys out. Anyways, you guys, today is Q&A day. So sales and operations related questions for the transportation industry, drop them in the chat. I got a couple of them that came through, and I'm going to answer them as well. So if you have any sales or operations related questions for the transportation industry, I will answer them live here on the show. Again, I got freight that we're trying to cover as well in the middle of this. So that's why I love doing the live stream at the time that I do, because I do get to like live quote freight and everything for you guys. And always, you guys, I'm using my friends over here at Green Screens for all of that. I bid literally every single load that we move out there on green screens, drive-in, freight, standard flatbed, stuff like that. Obviously, when it comes to some of the specialized moves, I quote that in other methods because you can't really find a rate per mile for a 8-axle RGN with a 12-foot wide and 13-foot tall piece on it, weighing 100,000 pounds or 90,000 pounds or anything like that. So for the overwhelming majority of the standard freight, though, you guys, I use green screens for it because it gives it the most accurate price at the end of the day. It will literally, it's kind of crazy sometimes that it's like sometimes within like $5 out there. So hit up green screens, you guys. Let them know that the Freight Coach sent you if you guys do. I use them literally every single day. And yeah, let me see here. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get this on. All right. So first question that we came in, and a lot of it is about sales strategy inside of transportation. I am out here prospecting every single day of the week. Okay. Not every single day, sorry, Monday through Friday, because I'm not going to call any of my prospects on the weekend. But what we are doing out there is I think that, I was at this and we've been doing this for a little bit, but it's even more that we're going to double down and triple down on getting back to the basics, you guys, getting back to the old school methodology of things. I think that, obviously automation and AI is literally everywhere. And how do you combat that? Right. Because I think I'm just a firm believer that the more and more people go in one direction, I'm going to go in a different direction at the end of the day. And I want to build a personal relationship with people. I want them to know that we're humans. We are going to be here for them if, and I just think like there's just relationship building 101 is something that I want to talk about here with that, because I don't think that that's really out there. I feel like with automation, sorry if I'm kind of jumping all over the place with this. I think automation, it removes the human element of it, but everybody wants to talk about relationships, but how do you build a relationship? I think that there's so many synergies out there between building a relationship in your personal life and in business, right? At the end of the day, not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to want to hang out with you. Not everybody's going to want to do business with you. Fuck it, right? Like that's why you got to keep fighting for, you got to keep fighting and doing things a little bit differently, but most importantly, be like, I think it sounds simple, but it's like to just be you at the end of the day, right? I think that's why a lot of people, again, I guess I kind of toot my own horn here. This is why the amount of people tune in and listen to this show all the time is because I don't bullshit people, right? At the end of the day, I'm just fucking me. All right. This is just my opinion. Am I always right? Absolutely not. Am I always wrong? Very little. But at the end of the day, I don't try and put on a facade that I'm something that I'm not. I'm not trying to be anything other than a better version of myself. Okay. And I think that when you're out there trying to develop business and build a relationship, own yourself. All right. And I'm going to put it like this. If you can't do something, don't fucking commit to it. Okay. I'm out here talking to customers, prospects every single day. You know what I've never lost a customer for? Telling them the truth. Shocking fucking concept, right? If I ever have a customer come to me about something that I don't feel confident that I can do, I will let them know in the moment, hey, that's not exactly in our wheelhouse. If this is something that you have often, if you can give me some time, I will work on it and I will come to you with a solution. 99.9% of the time, hey, thank you so much for being honest with us. Yes, this is all you need from it. Just come back to us when you can. This is a big opportunity, but we appreciate your honesty. That comes not all the time, right? And then it's also, I talk about my number one core value in my business and my personal life is do the right thing. And what I mean by that is no matter what, I'm going to do the right thing in these situations. We have a situation right now where, it was a specialized move that we're doing, and it was truly an error on the provider's part. We had put all the information in there. They overlooked a piece of it, but fortunately, it all worked out. And we ended up tossing them a little bit of extra money for the inconvenience at the end of the day. Did I have to do that? No, I didn't have to do that at all. I could have drawn a hard line in the sand, but I really like working with these people a lot. And you know what? Mistakes happen. at the end of the day. And I know that it might come to a point one day where I might fuck up. And hopefully, if I do the right thing enough, that they won't rake me over the coals in that instance, and we can come to a resolution for some of these things. And I think like that's just relationship building 101. You should be just as focused on building a relationship with your carriers than you are with your customers as a broker. Because trust me, you guys, when I tell you this, when this market flips and it's a carrier market and capacity is really tight, all you hotshot fucking brokers right now are going to struggle big time. All right. You're going to struggle a lot because I see the way that you guys are talking to these drivers. All right. I see the screenshots on social media. I see the rate cons and some of the shit that you guys put in there. You are fucking yourselves over in the long term by taking this approach to it. So I think relationship building 101, you guys only own up to what you can do. Do not overcommit to any opportunity out there. Is it going to work 100% of the time? No, it's not. You know what? You might have somebody who just doesn't want to work with you because of that, and that's fine, right? Like you don't want to work with anybody like that long term anyways. So I truly feel like as your guys are going out there and prospecting, knowing your capabilities and doing something a little bit differently than everybody else, and then for the love of God, if you're going to do email sales, and you purchase an email list to send out to people, take 30 seconds and research the person you're about to send an email to. Because I look at you guys, I'm not perfect. I'm not a sales guru. I will tell you this right now. The amount of brokers who email me, my logistics company, Freight Coach Logistics, and tell me that they can handle all of my shipping needs for them. That tells me right there, if you're not even taking that 30 seconds to see like, damn, this guy's clearly a fucking broker as well. Either you're dumb and you're just looking to co-broker, but if that's your sales strategy and you're actually moving shipments right now, it's only a matter of time before I'm in your customer's ear. And it's only a matter of time before I will take your business from you. Because this is the real world, you guys. This is a very, very, very competitive game. And how do you expect to build a relationship with anybody if you can't even find out what the fuck they do? I just think like, again, you think that sending out 1,000 emails a day is going to get you somewhere? Again, the more people automate, I'm going to bring it back down and get more and more personal with my customers. We want to go and walk the docks. Hopefully they'll let us on site. We believe in calling them first and then asking, saying, hey, we're in the area. Can we stop by and introduce ourselves? We do that, and we found a decent amount of success with it. No, it hasn't led to an influx of freight, but I think that that's more market driven than not. I think that they're going to remember when they need to look out to the network and when they need to look for a new provider. I think they're going to remember the guys who showed up and shook their hand and took the time to talk with them. And again, does this work everywhere? Absolutely not. This doesn't work everywhere. But I feel like that's the strategy that we're going to deploy. And we're just going to go old school with it because I think that the more and more people push automation and the removal of humans from it, I think more and more people are going to crave it. And, I don't want to take credit. This isn't like my like this was spawned from an idea that I got from an entrepreneurs group that I'm involved in. You guys want to really find a great way to grow as an entrepreneur and as a business person. You guys need to look into the Arete Syndicate. It's where I learn a lot of this stuff from, and it's completely fundamentally changed the entire way that I look at a lot of things. That and reading the book Made in America by Sam Walton. Those are like some of the that book alone changed my entire approach on things, right? So I think that as you're kind of going on out there and really attacking this business development in this phase, because when things start to change, you guys, it's I can't say this enough. Rates from customers aren't going to increase anytime soon. All right. Rates from carriers will go up way before rates from customers will. So you're going to have to balance that out. You really are. It's going to be a very challenging market. I hope people don't entirely drop the ball. I'm not advocating for anybody to fail, but for the individuals like myself and others out there who have worked in markets like this, I am fully fucking prepared to take on and do whatever's necessary here in the coming months because it's going to get, I don't want to call it wild like it was for a couple of years there, but there's going to be massive opportunities for us to go out there and to add to our market share. If you have been prospecting at the levels that are required, you are going to exponentially grow during this time. So, all right. Next question that I got. And again, if you guys have any other questions out there, yeah, Micah, it's insane what these emails are right now. And Dylan Turner says, Jocko, extreme ownership, be it your fault or your carrier or customer, just own it. That's another great read, man. It's Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. I love that book a lot. And then, yeah, another one. So this one is about work-life balance. And the question wasn't necessarily about work-life balance, but it was more about how hard it is out there. And I just, I'm deducing it down to this. No, you don't have to work 24/7, 365. That's bullshit. That's a lie. No, you don't have to get up at 4 a.m. and stay up till midnight and everything else all the time. But sometimes it's required, right? Sometimes it's required that you got to put in a lot of work. And, again, I'm not an expert. I've been figuring it out every day for the last little over 4 years now when I decided to go into business for myself. Some days, you know what? I get my shit done and, it's sick, because I'm usually starting work at about 6 in the morning Pacific time. And I'll, on good days, I'm usually logging off by about 3 o'clock. On some days it's 5, it's 6 o'clock at night. And, but I'm not in the office the whole time. I'll be, the beauty of where we are from technology is I can work, take emails and calls from home and make those decisions at the house and everything. Or if I'm working out, out doing an outdoor workout going, like I'll be able to handle stuff there. But, I think like you're going to have to work you're going to have to work really, really hard all the time, but especially as you're figuring out your system. Because I remember when I first started doing everything, I was just fucking all over the place. I was highly inefficient with my time because like I was building my own processes. I was building my own way of doing things. And I think that as you grow and get better, you become more efficient and you become more effective with your time. I mean, Chris Brewer put out a great post about this morning. Chris is good, really good friend of mine. And he's the founder of River City Logistics. His time is the only valuable thing in at all, is essentially what he was saying in his post. And when you're trying to balance everything out right away, nobody has it all figured out. You have to figure it out as you go, and you have to become more efficient with your time. I'm very, very fortunate that my wife is an absolute badass, and she knows that I put in a lot of hours. She knows that, you know what, if I have to at the drop of a dime, jump on a plane and go do something, she supports me with that. So I don't get worn out at home. And I think if you get worn out at home from chasing your dreams, you might need to look at your current situation. But I think that the balance is achieved in time, but there's never a harmony. I think that there's a lot of stuff that's perpetuated and pushed out there about like, oh, you can only work 2 hours a day. And then, you can just take 6 hours and just fucking relax. That doesn't happen. That's not how competition works. There's a lot of very, very hardworking people out there who will literally do whatever it takes. And, as you're building and you're going to be faced with a lot of these situations where you're going to have to put a ton in, sometimes 6 days a week, 7 days a week, whatever that looks like when you're first starting out, as you're building up a process. But eventually you get your processes down. Eventually you find the most effective way to work and navigate throughout your day. So I think that's where the balance is achieved. But I don't like to ever like, I will never probably be in a position, I know myself well enough to where I'm going to look back and say, I'm going to take, I'm good now. I fucking love what I do. I love the build. I love the unknown. This has been one of the more challenging years for me in business because, we've grown, we're hiring people. Business is changing, and I've never been in this position before, right? Like I've never been in a position before where my P&L keeps rising or my overhead rises, but my revenue doesn't, So it's balancing out a lot of those things. And, so again, like you're faced with new stuff all the time, but I love this journey. I know what this journey is, when you go out there and you decide like, I'm not going to fucking rely on anybody but myself. It's a lot, and it's a lot more than you think. And it continues to be that way as you grow. and everything else. But it's, you know, there is no harmony out there. I think harmony is achieved when you realize that you're on the path that you're meant to be. And, you know, again, I'm a man of faith, and I know that I'm on the path that God put me on this earth to do. So I that's the balance, you know, because I work, and you know, I really, really work hard to be present when I'm around my family. But fortunately, they understand that if something comes up, I have to kind of take for it. Um, and I think that from there, it, you know, it's just one of those things that if you're out there searching for perfect harmony, you're never going to find it. But I will tell you this: if you don't want to work anything outside of the 9 to 5, become a union worker. They're really good at putting in minimal effort. I'm sorry, I'm not going to rip on unions all that, but you know, go work at a union or go work at a fucking bank where it's 9 to 5, and then you don't have to worry about anything till the following day. But I don't like that shit. I like working in an environment, and I love from my situation of just building. I love the unknown of it, and I love seeing where things have come over the years. So that's kind of my little stance on work-life balance. Carla Isted, good morning to you. And next one that I got on was it was a comment about fitness. And they've noticed that there's been some changes this year, and especially with some of the other photos that I have posted out there. So obviously, anybody who listens to the show knows that I am a major supporter of Andy Frisella, the Real AF podcast, 75 Hard, and everything else. I would highly recommend everybody go and listen to his podcast, the Real AF. Buy First Form products. All right. If you're looking for supplements, buy First Form products. I use First Form products for everything, my protein powder, all of that stuff. I'm a massive supporter of who they are as a company and what they do and what they stand for. But when it comes to improving fitness, without going into too many details, I got some shit going on in my health that really finally pushed me over the edge to be like, you have to fucking change everything. So I cleaned up everything over this last year, and I'm really, really dialed into finding what works best for me. I'm not going to give any health advice. I'm not going to give any workout advice, except for find what works for you and find what you can stick with. But I'm in the middle of Live Hard. So that's, you know, if you've heard me talk about 75 Hard, Live Hard is a year-long program where it's 75 Hard, and then there's 3 phases to complete within a calendar year. So I'm going to be going down to do phase 2 here in a little bit of that. But my overall goal is to get down to 10% body fat and to stay at 10%. I'm at like 14% right now. So I got a little bit left to lose. But for me, I've unlocked a superpower in that, because I've been really focused on improving my fitness, and then really focused on improving my sleep, because my sleep was fucking terrible for a very long time. I would wake up a bunch of times throughout the night and everything else. And I have found that when I go in there and I focus on my fitness, and then I sleep better, I perform better at work, and I have more clarity in it, right? And it's just, for me, I've just found that this works best, and this is just something that I'm committed to. And I think that you got to just start. I like what Mark Manera is doing right now. He started Squat Across America. I know that there's some other people involved. I know Tim Dooner with Freight Waves. He's doing some stuff like that as well. It looks like he's dropped some weight, and I love seeing people take control of their fitness. But I think, like, kind of bringing that back in there, I just look at it like this. Don't overlook how simple it can be, because for the most part, I do a lot of very low weight, high rep workouts, and then I walk. I walk almost every single night for 45 minutes outside. I think that that's like the best part of my day is there's just something to be said about going out in the sunshine and sitting out there. And then especially right now, I like doing it when it's hard, because it's like 110 fucking degrees out when I'm doing it at night. And that's like the hardest part of my day, right? So it also helps me in the sense of, like, when I come in and I'm like, I got some challenging shit that I got to work on at work, I know it's not going to be nearly as hard as sitting outside for 45 minutes working out when it's 110 degrees outside. So it's a lot of perspective shifts and everything. And I truly think if you just got to start, just start walking. Just start walking and moving around. And then, I think another really, really good investment is a food scale. I think people would be shocked at how much they're actually eating compared to what they actually need to eat. And I think that what I would say to do is find something that is sustainable for you to do day in and day out, because I don't look at it as this is like a diet or anything like that or a meal plan. This is just the way I fucking eat now. And this is just the way I'm going to continue to eat because it works best for me. There is no one size fits all. I know that some people, it's the next fad, whether it's carnivore or keto or something like that. I eat carbs. I eat fucking butter every day. I eat fatty meats every single day. I just think you just got to find what works for you, and you got to weigh that shit out and you got to stick to it. Right at the end of the day, that's the hard part. You got to stick to it. Micah says, start with sleep and walking. Good sleep will change your life. That's a fact. 100% Micah, sleep is the best recovery for your like physical ailments as well, at least for myself. Again, I'm not a doctor. This isn't fucking health advice. But sleep has been the best remedy for me to change and improve and rest and recover properly and heal my body with some of the health shit that I have going on. I'm right there with you. And then do not overlook how effective going for a walk outside can truly be for your mental health and for your physical health at the end of the day. I like it. Yes, it's very true. It is truly the only time that your body is repairing itself. Body is an amazing machine, ladies and gentlemen. But that will be it for tomorrow, or for today, excuse me. I got a brand new episode with Amber Button. She talks about business development in the produce market and everything else. She was on the produce side, on the shipper side for a long time, and now she's working with my friends over at Fresh Freight. Check that episode out. We're only going to be doing 3 shows next week, obviously with the 4th of July and everything, you guys. But we got a couple of guests coming on. We're going to be talking about equipment financing and business financing and everything next week. I got a couple of finance guys coming on for you all. But as always, you guys, if you guys got value in what you heard, subscribe to the show, you guys. Share it out there to your network, because if you see value, your network's going to see value as well. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and we'll be talking to you soon.